Morning, everybody. We are going to be doing a little product testing today. Okay, so I got an email a few weeks ago from, actually I think it's been a couple weeks, from Super Clean. They wanted to send me some products so I could test them out on the farm and at home and do a review on it and see what I think about them. So I got the box yesterday. They sent a little letter that says, "Thank you for using Super Clean on your YouTube channel. We recommend starting out with the lowest concentration. As an outline of the dilution chart, please see attachment." Well, I want to show you something real quick. The only piece of equipment I've got around right now that is like super dirty is the skid steer. And as I was going through and I was reading what you can use Super Clean on and stuff like that, it says it's designed for a degreaser, things like that, which we have grease all over this machine. It also says it gets rid of diesel, or the exhaust, the black from the exhaust. Well, right here, we're going to take that to the test. We're going to see if it cleans this up. We're going to see if it cleans up the greasy spots on the skid steer, like these nasty hydraulic hose areas, things like that. You can see right here is a big grease spot. We're going to see if it cleans that stuff up. I don't think I should dilute it. I'm just going to spray it on there like it says and see what happens. So what they sent me was a bottle of Super Clean engine degreaser, a bottle of Super Clean all-wheel cleaner. This is a foamer. And then they also sent me Super Clean foaming aerosol can. Now, they sent me a t-shirt and a hat as well, and if I like this product, at the end of the video, I'll model the t-shirt and the hat. But for right now, they sent me this little chart on what to use, where, and the dilution rates of everything. And they also sent me where you can buy Super Clean in stores. I don't know if you guys can see that. So those are the stores that carry Super Clean products. So I went to the store and I physically purchased the floor absorbent. And we're going to try this also. I kind of did a quick little clip in my last video, or one of my other videos, but we're going to try it. So I'm thinking about finding a spill on the floor to absorb while I'm working on the skid steer. I guess I don't currently have any spills on the floor, so this is what we're going to do. Oops, I tripped. We're going to see if that absorbs it. All right, test number one. We'll let that work a minute. Well, while the floor dry is working, let's try some of this degreaser on this exhaust. Maybe. There we go. Ooh, it's already working. Look at that. We'll let that sit a second, then we'll hose it off and see what it looks like. It does say you're not supposed to let it dry on the whatever you're spraying it on, piece of equipment, grill, whatever. But it's still wet, so let's boy, it's really bringing black out of there. Now I'll get a towel, we'll dry that, and then run our fingers across it and see if that cleaned it off. Dry, dry, dry. Maybe you gotta do it a second time, I don't know, but we'll see. It's dry-ish. Hang on, as you can see, my fingers, I'll use these two fingers. It is definitely cleaner because that was earlier, and that's that. So, it does work. Might have to do it a second time, but it does work. It cleaned that right off. Look at that. Now, let's use the foamer on the grease there. I don't know if you're supposed to shake the can or not. Oh well, let's try it. Let's find another spot too. Try these hydraulic hoses. Why not? Let's see what it'll do on dirt. Alright, let's give her a whirl. It ate the dirt off. The hose cover looks a lot cleaner. Alright. It ate most of it off. That was a lot of buildup there. So, I mean, I do need to spray it a second time. So, I'm not dissatisfied with it. Alright, I just hosed off the excess dirt there. So now we're going to put that foamer on there and see if it cleans the rest of that grime off of there without scrubbing. And it did say, on stubborn stains, you might need a scrub brush or sponge and kind of agitate the area, but we're going to try it this way first. I can see the foam is just like working its way down the machine, and the stuff at the bottom is like dirtier than the stuff at the top. Let's hose it off. It is cleaner. I will give it that. Look at this. That's without any brushing, wiping, anything. That's just spraying it on and hosing it off. I'm impressed. I might be putting on a t-shirt and a hat at the end of this video. Let's try the wheel cleaner, shall we? This one's a little wet from me spraying next to it, so we are going to try this. Might as well do the tire too, right? I don't know how much you're supposed to put on. That should be good. I can see the dirt running down in the foam. So that tells me it's working. We'll see how well it works. It is a whole lot cleaner. We're going to let that dry and then we're going to compare this one and that one. On the aerosol can, it does say avoid prolonged contact on motorcycles, aluminum, untreated glass, and painted surfaces. The problem is our semis have all aluminum wheels on them. And if you can't use this on the aluminum wheels, that's not really useful on a farm or for us. But I do have an aluminum shovel, and let's see what it does to aluminum shovels, because it is kind of dirty, and I'm gonna spray half of it. We'll let that sit there and just eat. And then we'll hit it with a hose and we'll see the difference between the two sides. All right. What do you say we hose the shovel off, see what happens? The super clean side is cleaner, because I picked the dirtier half to do the shovel, so color me impressed. I would like to know if you could take that foam cleaner and spray it in the fins of the radiator and let it just eat all that dust and dirt and stuff that's packed in the fins of the radiator out. But I'm also not willing to gamble my radiators on the farm to test that theory. I'm not that big of a channel yet. The wheels are dry, and you can tell a difference between the super clean wheel and the wheel we didn't touch. So I might just back this thing out of the barn and actually clean it and see how it turns out, because I mean, you can tell it's pretty dirty. Wonder, you know what I ought to do? I ought to do half of this thing with super clean and the other half with the wash and wax stuff that I normally use and a brush, and see which side's cleaner. Maybe I'll do that. But first, my trip that I did, I gotta sweep it up. There's still some oil there. Maybe I ought to let it sit a little longer. And I don't know if this is the type of floor absorbent that you sprinkle on and you have to walk on it or drive over it to kind of get it to absorb, because there are some out there that are that way. They work better if you kind of walk on it and grind them in, but we'll see. All right, I got the skid steer out of the barn now. I'm going to hose this thing off like I normally would when I'm washing it. And this side I'm going to use Super Clean and a brush. The other side I'm going to use my normal wash and wax stuff and a brush. Hose it off. We'll see which side's cleaner. I'm not going to lie, typically what I would do is power wash this thing and call it a day. But for testing purposes, I'm going to wash it like I would wash a vehicle or a car, truck, whatever. So that way we can actually give it a fair shake. I'm going to set you guys up on time lapse so you can see me do the on both sides. And then we can, after it's done, we'll look at it and see what you guys think. All right, naturally it's still wet, so it's gonna look cleaner than it actually is because it's wet. But one thing I did notice, when I just used my normal wash and wax stuff that I normally use, it got the dirt off. It didn't get a lot of the grease and grime off. Like if you look inside this rim's still got like dirt still in it. Now walking over to the Super Clean side, it got a lot of the actual grease and oil off of it as well as dirt. I'm kind of impressed. It's not dried yet, but I'm still impressed. The problem is it's kind of sprinkling right now, so I ought to pull it in so it'll dry off inside the barn. Alright guys, my camera battery died and I didn't bring a spare battery, so I had to put you guys in the truck and charge you for a little bit. But anyway, the skid steer's dried off. I swept up the spot on the floor. It's like stained because, well, it was oil. And it's dried up really good. I mean, that oil dry did a good job. It is dry. It's just a stain. So I'm thinking I might use the degreaser on there and see if it cleans the floor. But anyway, check out the skid steer. This is the Super Clean side. I didn't wash the front. Don't look at that. This is the side that I use just the soap and water on. Soap and water got the dirt off. It did not get the grease and oil off, as you can see. Right here, right in there, and then like right in here and stuff. It got the dirt off, not the dirt, the grease and oil. Super Clean side got 90% of the grease and oil off, and I'm actually impressed with it. I mean, look at the hoses even. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna be putting on a shirt and a t-shirt, or a t-shirt and a hat at the end of this video, showing you guys. I do, however, want to take you guys home with me, and I'm going to take the Super Clean home with me, and we're going to clean some stuff in the house as well. I do want to try the the foam on the wheel of our Harley Davidsons. Guys that, and girls, don't get me wrong, if you guys ride Harleys, you understand that the brake dust and the road grime and everything builds up on those stock Harley wheels, and you need a jackhammer to get them off. I mean, you can scrub and scrub and scrub, and they still don't come perfectly clean. So I'm going to pull the saddlebag off of my bike. I'm going to spray this on the back wheel and see if it cleans it. Let's see if Super Clean and a little scrub brush clean this floor. We'll let that soak and I'll grab a brush. Now we'll just let that dry, see what it looks like. I can already see it's starting to look cleaner. Not bad. It's still a little wet, but I understand most homeowners aren't going to deal with this kind of grease and oil and dirt. I get it. This was, I felt, a good test, because if it could get this clean, it can get most of your stuff around the house clean. I'm going to actually take this stuff home, and we're going to clean some stuff around the house that normal people would, I guess, would encounter, and we'll see. One of the big things around our house is we live out in the country. We have a well. We get rust stains in our toilets, our sinks, our bathtubs, on the house. We have hard water. It's one of those things that people who live out in the country deal with. My wife uses a lot of harsh chemicals and cleaners to clean those rust stains. And if I can clean some of the rust stains with this stuff, I think it'll be a lot easier than dealing with what she deals with, because some of the times when she's cleaning them rust stains, you can't even walk in the bathroom because the fumes are so bad. So we're going to try this stuff out at home. Like I said, I want to do it on my motorcycle. I want to check it out on some of the rust stains that we have on, at our house. And just in general, clean some stuff around the house and see how well it works. So let's go home next. Okay, as you can see, we've got the rust on the back of the shower. This is the Super Clean dissolved the aerosol can spray. We'll let that sit a second and then I'll wipe it off. Alright, let's see. That works pretty good. I can't lie, I'm impressed. So now, let's roll some bikes out and try it on them. Alright, I'm just too lazy to roll the bike out. So I'm going to get down on the floor here and do it. I did take the saddlebag off, and I'm using the all-wheel cleaner, and it foams up. And I do have a microfiber cloth, so I'm going to wipe it and see if that's the trick, or you actually have to use like a brush on it. As you can see, they're pretty nasty. we'll let that sit there and eat for a minute. All right, let's wipe it off. I can already tell a difference. I think I found my new stuff that I'm cleaning my bike rims with. Alright, I got a light in here so you can see it a little better. Right there is not super clean. Right there is. I'm telling you, buy it. It's worth the money. I did the back tire for a specific reason. One, it is way dirtier than anything on the bike because I don't necessarily pull the saddlebags off every single time I wash. And two, if it was going to discolor the rim in any way or shape or form, I wanted it to be on the back rim, not the front. But there is no discoloration, and it's shining like it came from the showroom floor. I'm buying more of this stuff, most definitely. Now I gotta clean the whole darn bike. As I stated, guys, if I like the product, I'll put the shirt and the hat on. There you go. I do like this product. I can't say enough about it. It works just like they said it would work. There's a few things that you might have to do second time, but overall, it's a good product. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.